We will debunk in real time the fact that these people are lying to you. And so we're actually just going to jump right in here because I guess, what would you say? We have some reactions to what was said and some analyses that we would like to give.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one here is, I'll just tell you right now, these guys are liars in my mind. Okay, they're just absolutely 100% pure narrative liars, and they've completely disqualified their entire argument with this opening question. I could not get 10 minutes into this before thinking, okay, they're lying. Okay. And the proof is this question right here. Let's go right away.
But I want to say something about you, okay? Because you are unusual in one particular respect, which is that you're a Mormon apologist, but there's quite a few of them. Not hundreds or millions probably, but there's quite a few. And you and I could name them. We don't need to. We've already mentioned a couple names.
Okay.
But of all the Mormon apologists that I am aware of, there's only one who will actually go out and debate people face to face on a recorded episode. I know you've done that with.
Okay. Right away. I call absolute BS. Not a single one of the people on the screen that you see right here ever called me. Brad, did they ever call you?
No.
No, they never called you. Okay. I'm going to call literally, okay, on the TITS videos that they're talking about, okay, there was 20 different people on screen. Okay, let's say 5 major players. You, me, Kwaku, Scott Gordon, John Lynch, right? To my knowledge, not a single one of them was contacted.
Stephen Smoot. We could call Stephen Smoot.
Yeah, Stephen Smoot.
Yeah, someone who actually knows what he's talking about.
We will debunk in real time the fact that these people are lying to you. Okay, I hope this doesn't take very long. Hey, Siri, call Scott Gordon. Helps if I put it on speakerphone. Hey, Scott, we're recording a podcast right now, okay? And I just need you to answer to 2 questions. Did you know I was calling you right now?
No.
Okay. Were you...
I just saw you pop up on the phone.
Were you ever contacted by Bill Reel or Radio Free Mormon to appear on one of their shows in April? They're claiming that Mormon apologists won't go on. So you haven't been contacted by Bill Reel since 2014.
That's correct.
That was all we needed, my friend. I'll call you after we're recording, okay?
It's been over 6 years.
Look at this. Look at this. Oh, but we can't get you guys to come on. We can't get you guys to come on.
They need a better publicist.
Wait, I'm going to give a call to Stephen Smoot.
Okay, you're going to give a call to Stephen Smoot? All right.
See if Stephen Smoot answers.
You're talking about me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never invited in all of 20 or 2021.
Okay, cool. Great. We're going to call Scott Gordon now. I mean, not Scott Gordon. We're going to call
John
Lynch right
Thanks,
now.
Stephen.
Hey, Siri,
okay.
call John Lynch.
Steven.
Call you back in just a bit.
Okay, can you answer one question before you go?
Sure.
Okay, I'm recording a podcast super fast, and Radio Free Mormon and Bill Reel have claimed that they invited all the apologists on to discuss This Is the Show, and none of them had the guts to come on the show. Were you ever invited in April of 2021 to be on either of those shows?
Not that I remember.
Okay, so, I mean, right there, right off the bat, you have these people giving a fake compliment to Kwaku, saying, oh, you're so unique, you're so brave. We can't get people to come on the show. And every single major player of the largest apologetic comedic response to the Bible of ex-Mormonism, they never invited any of us on. Like, they're lying. And they say that, oh, you're the only one brave enough to come on. When in reality, he just had your phone in his Rolodex already, or he already had his number in his phone, right?
Yes.
He knew somebody.
Somebody, Jackson Washburn, gave him my phone number without my permission. And he gave me a call.
So, I mean, these people are literally just lying to create a narrative.
Oh, I think he gave him my number without me asking. I was like, yeah, fine, whatever. That's what happened. But
either way, they claim that they can't get any of us to come on, yet they never even reached out. And if they're lying about something as basic as the pre-production of their show, it's one thing to say, hey, thanks for coming on. We love talking with apologists. Or, hey, we don't have a way of connecting with a lot of these people. So thanks for coming out of the woodwork. There's a million and one ways where you could have framed that. But no, they frame it as you won't come on because they're all scared, because they're all this, because they're all afraid. No. Bill Reel, any day of the week. Any day of the week on any recorded format in any coffee shop or overpriced brewery in Salt Lake City. I will meet you and we will talk anything Mormonism. Yeah.
I think these guys think they're like Judge Judy. Like they have like this intense, like they're afraid. You have a cluttered desk with a bad frame, no front lighting on your face, Bill.
Hey,
Corbin,
what's wrong with clutter, dog? What's wrong with clutter?
It's just like, it's not an intimidating podcast. And I think because they're like the C-level anti-Mormon show, like they're not number one, they're not even number two, they're like 3 or 4. I think it's like they're like, yeah, like, aren't they all afraid? And it's like, no,
and what a weird pat on their own backs, to like imply that everyone would be scared of them when really like some of the people who they would be calling wouldn't even know who they were, right? Like I think
you gotta remember, when he reached out to me initially, this is like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was.
Really?
And he was like, are you going to apologize for your dishonest? Actually, should I pull up the freaking chat? This might take a...
Yeah. No, I can put it in later. The only thing, while you're pulling that up, the only thing I want to emphasize is this was a very specific lie that these two anti-Mormons created in order to craft a narrative of church members not acting in good faith, running from the truth, trying to hide what's really going on.
Yeah.
When we just proved in real time with Siri and an iPhone in 10 minutes that they objectively lied. It was just an utter lie about that premise, which begs the question, what else are they lying to you about?
Yeah, it's been at least years since they've reached out to anyone else that we just...
Was it 2014 for Scott Gordon?
Yeah, more than 6 years since
I was in high school. Yeah. I was in the Cypress Ranch High School locker room. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it was pretty bad. So here's my thing. So much, and the only reason why I wanted to highlight this, and now we've spent 10 minutes talking about it, 10 minutes too much, or 9 minutes too much, okay, is just to highlight the fact that these things matter. Later on in the podcast, you're going to see them get all mushy and demand all of this sensitivity, that everybody be so nice to them, and we make space for people with faith crises and so on and so forth. Well, I'm sorry, if your fake crisis, because now it's been a decade that these people have been podcasting against the church, it's no longer about airing grievances or talking about doubts, okay? You're not a doubter within the church. You are an antagonist outside of the church, okay? So we have to pave way and, quote, make room and all this other crap for you. I'm sorry, I'm not here to facilitate your cynical and dishonest interpretations of past and present events.
Also, can we be real about what it is?
Yeah, what?
Why do you think that people who leave the church who have a talent or a passion in life don't do this?
Yeah.
It's passionless, talentless people.
And it usually has to involve really hot chicks, let's be honest.
These guys don't have a thing. They don't have a thing. Bill Reel was never cool. He was never celebrated. He never had accolades for anything in his life. And he finally found a small subcategory of people who are willing to listen to him because he doesn't have anything interesting to say. And so now he makes not his living because he does a pawn shop, but he makes his persona all around someone else. He's still not winning. His everything is still about Joseph Smith. He's always going to be living in the shadow of his former glory days, at least when he was happy. Like, I mean, do you want to be like these people? Like, if you're teetering on the fence of the church, who do you want to be like? Do you want to be like your mission president who's got like 8 awesome kids with a nice amount of money and like a happy marriage? Or do you want to be, sorry, do you want to be Bill Reel? Oh, Brigham Young said something bad. No, you don't want to be that guy.
Well,
good grief.
Oh, man.
I'm not as savage.
I'm sorry.
That was
I've got
my
no
heart.
more. I've got no more room to sugarcoat
My
it.
Canadian heart is just melting.
So I got to tell you, I am uncomfortable going directly after his persona like that. You obviously have some personal beef with him from personal interactions.
It's look,
but
sorry,
no,
keep
this
going.
is what I will say. This is what I will say. People need to wise up to the idea that ex-Mormonism was very cool. And the proof of it was everybody was taping their, I just got excommunicated. Everybody was taping their disciplinary councils, now called courts of love, and so on and so forth. And this idea that you're some kind of persecuted minority is just does not hold water when you go out like Jeremy Runnels did and have rock and roll playing on PA speakers as you jump onto the back of a truck and announce pridefully that you just got excommunicated.
I am no longer a member of this church.
I see trucks in Salt Lake City decorated how they do just married with just excommunicated. You know what I'm saying? There's a hipness and a coolness that existed for 20 or 30 years about this. John DeLynn specifically wanted to get his September 6th, his cool excommunication.
Yeah.
According to all these revelations that we have from Rosebud.
Yeah. I also knew that John really wanted he really wanted to have an honorable September 6th excommunication.
So it's like, I'm tired of these people doing things in self-interest and then claiming that it's out of selflessness. And by the way, that's not to besmirch the minority of cases that actually do have heartbreaking and tragic stories where they have intolerant families who are completely wrapped up in Mormon culture and not Mormon doctrine, who should be wholeheartedly condemned. And I will stand right there next to the quote doubter if that is the case.
And that's something that I think was interesting about this. When you're talking about people embracing suburbanism instead of Mormonism on their show with them, why wasn't there like some consensus there?
Well, I guess we'll have to get to that. Well, is that a clip we have?
Yeah, we can get to that.
I want to read a couple of these things, and maybe let's just go through all of them. Let's just go through them.
Go for it.
Okay. So, July 28th, 2019, Bill Reel sends me this message. I'm hopeful you value honesty and truth. The episode release makes it 100% clear your info was far from the truth. I think he did some video podcasts about a thing I did in the Book of Abraham. While perhaps not intentional, your audience was deeply misled. A good, honest human being, when confronted with such, they will feel a responsibility to correct the record.
He didn't start out by just saying like, "Hi, is this Kwaku? My name's Bill."
Oh, no, he had sent me a message a year before, and it was like something I ignored.
A year before. Okay, cool.
It was like something I ignored about like him wanting to know how much, he was like wanting to know how much money I made, and I was like, I'm not telling him how much money I make. I'm like a freshman in college, you creep, go away, right? So, I'm hopeful that's the kind of person you are. I look forward to seeing how you respond. Will your audience be informed in the misleading and false info you shared passionately as absolute truth? So what happens is he just disagreed.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. They can't just say, I disagree with you. They just say, well, because I have a different opinion, you have to be 100% wrong. Are you willing to accept that? And so this was bait for me to be like, actually, I'm not 100% wrong. If you look at the blah, 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 blah. So I just said, LOL, dude, who even are you? And get this. He says, I am a podcaster with over 1 million downloads a year. Probably not the audience size you have, but I value truth and working to shine a light on instance on instance of misleading information in Mormonism. You misled your audience in a very serious ways. I am curious that if that bothers you and if you feel an impetus to correct the record and inform your audience that you misled, if even unintentionally. And I just said, LOL. And he said, so you aren't bothered if in fact you deeply misled your audience? And I said, LOL. And he said, wow, I see the kind of person you are, dismissive and arrogant. Sorry, I thought I was dealing with a decent person. I'll leave you be. I don't respond. July 20th, 2019, 1:44 p.m. Last footnote in the Book of Abraham Gospel topic essay. The very things you... And I just said, he's a whole rant. I said, haha, good one. What's a good one? The churches themselves contradict your YouTube video, and you seem to have no concern for being misleading. Your audience deserves more accountability. All caps. LOL. Like, I'm not dealing with these people, right? So that was my first, like, real interaction with Bill Reel. Was, I'm coming after him, like, you mislead your audience. Like, nah, I believe the scripture's true, and I'm giving evidence for it.
Yeah.
And they just can't handle it. So these are the kind of people you're dealing with. They are hell-bent on our narrative not being true and us caving. And when you give apologetic answers to them, the ones they want, like the ones they wanted us to give, and this is the show, you actually help them. When you refuse to play by their rules, it drives them crazy. And you're going to see in this.
Well, I swear I get an ulcer dealing with this level of intellectual dishonesty. I don't know which one of these notes that I took that we should go after. I say... Let's skip ahead to this one. This is the next biggest thing that bothered me. Yeah.
Before we go there, those texts, like, what was his expectation of you to like have this long drawn out texting chain with him to
dude, that's the issue. This is where the apologists have failed us because they take the bait and do that. And they go and then what they do is they leak the screenshots and they'll dissect someone's chat that they made at like 11 p.m. at night as they're putting their kids to bed. Yeah. You know, like multitasking, trying to defend the church. And so then they can pull it up on their podcast and be like, don't you know BYU professor, insert whatever, says this, why, and this, and this, and this. And they can like cut into it when the guy was just really trying to have a private chat. So they try to set these people up. So that's why you just give them LOLs.
From what I've seen too, they end up going after you. They ask you a question about a specific thing you said in a specific instance. You answer about that specific thing. And then they're like, oh, look, they didn't answer about these things that I didn't even ask. Yeah. And then say, oh, they're a liar and dishonest. It's like, no, we're trying to actually get to the exact same understanding here.
Why you don't give them anything they want, especially with Facebook. You drop memes and that's it. You don't ever try to give them the real content.